political reporter Megan Brand joins us now to talk more about this. Megan, good morning. What is the purpose exactly of today's hearing, and what are we expecting to see?
Hey, Jessica, good morning. Yeah, we can expect this to be a contentious hearing as Dr. Fauci appears before lawmakers. Senator Rand Paul has repeatedly criticized Dr. Fauci, accusing him of having lied to Congress, accusing him of having destroyed records. Now, these are things that Dr. Fauci has denied, but they've clashed previously in congressional hearings, and so we can likely expect to be there to be more fireworks later today. Now, in terms of the substance of the hearing, we can expect it to be discussed about the origins of COVID-19. There's been some disagreement within the intelligence community and the federal government about where COVID-19 originated, whether it came from natural human contact with an infected animal or whether it originated from a lab leak. We can also expect there to be conversations and questions about the U.S. response to COVID and the COVID-19 guidelines at the time. Now, as well as you mentioned, Senator Paul has released thousands of pages of Dr. Fauci's personal journal, and so we can expect that to come up a whole lot today in the hearing as well.
Megan, we know that Senator Paul, as you touched on, has accused Fauci of lying not only to Congress but also to the public during COVID and after. What is the senator hoping to demonstrate with the release of that journal?
Yeah, so Senator Rand Paul has repeatedly accused Dr. Fauci of lying. And so in releasing this journal, what Senator Paul is aiming to do is to try to paint the picture of Fauci as someone who expressed certain thoughts privately but said something else publicly. Now, again, Dr. Fauci has expressed that he has never lied to Congress. He has not lied about his view on COVID. But the journal is also really interesting because it provides this near daily account about what was going through Dr. Fauci's mind during the height of the pandemic when he had this rising profile. So he reflects in that journal about things like the COVID-19 death toll, the case count as well as things like his rising profile in the public, talking about things like his calls with journalists as well as his calls with celebrities.
Really interesting to get that sort of play-by-play of what this person who was at the head of it was thinking when so many of us were also just trying to survive the days. In the journal and in public, we know that Fauci has not held back about his views on the Trump administration. What is he saying about him?
Yeah, so Dr. Fauci was pretty transparent in terms of what he thought about President Trump in those personal journals. At one point, he wrote that President Trump was on the campaign trail spewing nonsense. He also called President Trump someone who was really out of control. He called him a true embarrassment. And he also reflected on a moment, for example, right before the final presidential debate when he noted a bit of irony in terms of President Trump relying on Dr. Fauci for health advice and insight into his health and the COVID pandemic. But at the same time, President Trump was criticizing Dr. Fauci publicly, calling him things like an idiot and a disaster. So he was very transparent about what he thought about President Trump. And this is something that we can expect members of Congress to also press Dr. Fauci on as well.
Almost certainly will be some fireworks there today on Capitol Hill. Megan, thank you so much.